Hey everyone, thank you for watching the film. My name is Sammy Chien. I'm the artist director of Chien-MacCaull Collective, and I'm the creator of Patterns or Liquor Star, this film that you just watched. I'm really grateful to be able to share this film and some of the reflections or feedback session around this film. By the time you're watching this video, I'm already in a 10-day straight silent meditation with a training, spiritual training that I'm in. I've been planning for a long time. That I have no technology for communication for during those times. So I will be deep in that process. I'll be sending you lots of creative energy and love from afar. So thank you for giving me the opportunity to share some of the thoughts behind the project, and love to hear about how you feel about this film as well. This is a very, it's a precious baby of mine that was seeded in 2009. I started writing it, and in 2011 it was finished as this version that you saw. It was written for as a live cinema project, so it was meant to be set in a live theater kind of environment, or live new media kind of performance, like imagine like new tech live audiovisual with experimental theater with live actors on stage with those strings and being projected. There will be live dancer as well. And funny enough that I decided making it into a fixed film format in the end, as a challenge to myself, and after that about 300-400 projects in over the 10 years or so has all been live performance projects. So this is one of my last film that I've made in a long time, so it's very precious to me. So this image kept coming back to me. It's an image of trees, there's earth, and then below that soil there were roots that we don't see, and then the roots of different trees that above the soil that seems to be like individually separated from each other, their roots were connected to each other beneath the surface. And then deep down somewhere beneath the soil, beneath the earth, there is this whole cosmos of stars that exist down below, that we don't see. Right, so that this image coming back to me, whether through dreams, or through meditation, there is that image that's been recurring in the last 10 years. So it's almost like we can think about the deeper interconnections between all things, and also this kind of collective consciousness or unconscious that collects us all together in this universe, right? So that's something I've been thinking about. That is kind of the kind of foundation of this film. I hope you get to feel a little bit in between the poetry and memories and dreams. And this work is one of the early works of mine that questions, this whole notion of the 3D reality, the limitation of 3D reality that we live in. And I'm talking about this kind of pre-1920s old scientific paradigm that kind of is ruling Western society today, right? The Darwin natural selection, the Darwin evolution theory, and then it's kind of like thinking about how this kind of arrogance that in our culture, that is so-called civilization, what it really means to us, and how it limits our imagination, and openness to all sorts of interconnections with different cultures, spirituality, and different dimensions, right? And I've been thinking about how to decolonize the mind, our value, through something as mundane, as simple as memories and dreams. And these are the different access points that I found through this film, in the process of making this film. So in 2009, my grandpa passed away, and I started writing this film because I was having vivid dreams before his passing, and I remember really clearly some of how I saw him, and the kind of almost foreshadowed the death. And then soon certain time after he passed away, that there were vivid dreams too that came back to me about him, and that almost felt like his spirit was visiting me through the dreams. And the dream wasn't just a kind of Freudian psychoanalytical dream. It was more of something that it was almost like it's opening a new portal, a channel, and that's speaking to me, downloading certain information and messages through those database, through a different bandwidth and channel, right? It became important for me to take care of this process and accessing and also valuing this access point of different memories of the past, and then how that could connect to alternative spiritual dimension or even future timeline as well, right? So in the process, I start using voice journaling as a dream journal. So you know how we write dream journals, but I wasn't just writing, I was using voice recording to write dream journals, and then using audio as my alarm clock, right? So this dream audio becomes my alarm clock, and I would sleep and dream, and then dream and use this dream journal to write and repeat that whole process. So in the writing phase of this film, I spent a lot of time just writing, voice recording, and then playing by the voice recording of the dreams, and then while I sleep. So I spend a lot of time sleeping and then dreaming and letting the voice recording of those dreams to influence my dreams, and now wake up to record more, write more. So most of the film that you saw, it's all written through dreams and layers of dream process. And I really thought it was interesting to keep like extending this practice and to push those boundaries, you know. And there was and every dream I give it a name actually. There was the third chapter was the synesthesia dream. You know, one of the dreams I had, I was experiencing synesthesia in the dream itself. So certain tactile sensation becomes like images, or it turns into sound, and like you can feel the texture of the image through the body. You can even like hear through the images and see the sound. And it was very interesting how this crossing modality of different sensation could be accessed through dream as well. You know, how in this place where a lot of boundary gets dissolved, right? And even though it's a natural phenomenon, you know, that we all kind of have that in the body somewhere, right? And then some of them, the dreams were more like documentary style, you know, that those were actual real events that happened in my life, you know. One of them is that when I was visiting my hometown in Taiwan, I was hanging out with the apprentice, this young apprentice in this hair salon, and they was just talking, you know, I just flew back, so they were talking about how in most field, like they were bragging about how flying you're so high up that you could see stars beneath your feet, and in that time I remember feeling arrogant to actually drop hard truth to these young ladies on how, you know, the reality doesn't work that way. You know, I was my arrogance was killing their imagination, I thought, and there was something deeper that was calling me to write about that part. You know, what if, you know, and there is almost so many what if, the realities that we don't know what we don't know, right? And through spiritual practice, we understand the whole reality. The within could be without, the so below can be so above as well. There is so much reversibility that this universe has been programmed, coded, that layers and layers of coding that we may not be able to perceive in our lifetime. So I thought they were teaching me a bigger lesson that was worthwhile sharing. So through their those more realistic documentary style dreams, and then there was some using optical printer. There was I was shot on Super 16, and I was using this like over cranking, under cranking the camera speed in real time while improvising camera while improvising with the dancers through one of the dreams, to kind of honor this dream process that things are indeterminate, it's out of control, you know. And then there's like intuitive process, how memories and dreams can be, you know, in process in ways that we might not be able to understand. It's surrendering those control that we have as filmmaker to let things unfold in real time. So then the speed, the exposure, and movement might not be as exactly how we planned, but being captured, and trust that in how it conjures and manifests, right? So those are some of the deeper process I want to honor in the making of this film and story as it comes alive. It's interesting because right now we're in 2022. This film was made in 2011, 11 years ago. and then 11 years later you'll be 2033. So there's like 1 1 2 2 3 3 like synchronicity numbers. I people do say that certain synchronicity numbers are just signals, indication of certain messages and channels that are opening, that it's giving you a sign or a signal. I know it sounds a little bit like spiritual hippie stuff, but I believe in somewhere there is a deeper kind of layers of connection that we all have through makings for symbols, signifiers, through art makings for storytelling. We are just giving ourselves to lend to a certain landmark, giving us meaning and values to revisit and understand and elevate. It's important, I think, in the film to honor that, the fragmentation of memories, and what are the poetry behind the fragmentation of memories and dreams, and allowing this unforeseeable interconnection that the universe has kind of offered for us as human beings to enjoy, to be creative, to foster, to explore, and to share, and to change, and then to kind of shine, and with a different type of light. I think in this deeper, bigger journey, I think we all are all in together. Yeah, so I think that's it. I know there's a lot more to unpack, but in the nutshell, this is what I want to share for now. And again, I'm really grateful for this film to be able to be shown and shared. Thank you, thank you everyone for watching. Thank you, Cinema team, and thank you, Laura Marks, for this beautiful connection. And thanks everyone to make this film happen. Yeah, so lots of love to y'all, and thank you again. Take care.